Hello and welcome to this channel. Imagine you are standing at the corner of a busy London street in 1965. You are waiting for the familiar rumble of the Routemaster bus, its upper deck piled high with smartly dressed commuters. The air is filled with the smell of frying fish and chips and sweet tea from the corner cafe. As you pull on your collar against the November wind, you watch an old man hobbling by, his newspaper rustling in the breeze. He stops to admire the bright yellow Mini parked beside him, a symbol of Swinging Sixties London. Suddenly, the unmistakable sound of Big Ben chimes rings out, momentarily drowning out the chatter of the crowd and the distant wheel of an ambulance. The young woman beside you pulls out her lipstick and applies another coat, glancing up at the clock tower as she does so. She is stylishly dressed in a miniskirt and go-go boots, her hair in a beehive bouffant. This is London in 1965, a time when tradition and modernity collided, where the old world met the new, and where a sense of optimism prevailed. The war was long over, Britain had a new young queen, and Londoners were embracing a cultural revolution that was changing the face of their city forever. Carnaby Street was the place to be seen. This narrow street off Regent Street became a hotspot for the fashion elite, home to boutiques and designer shops offering the latest in mod fashion. The Carnaby style was born here, influencing fashion across the world. It was the epitome of the Swinging Sixties, a celebration of youth culture, music, and fashion. On a Saturday afternoon, you might bump into the British Prime Minister, Wilson, popping into one of his favorite shops. But London wasn't just about Carnaby Street. It was also about the countless other places that made it what it was. Like Portobello Road Market in Notting Hill, famous for antiques, bric-a-brac, and of course, the iconic Portobello Hotel. The market had been going since the early 1900s. But it was here in the 60s that it really came into its own, attracting artists, bohemians, and, of course, the rich and famous. It was also a place where one could find anything from a second-hand typewriter to a Moroccan lamp or a pair of brightly colored shoes. And then there was the theater. London's West End was alive with the sounds of laughter and applause as people flocked to see the latest play or musical. The Beatles' musical, Help, was playing at the Prince of Wales Theater, and who knows, you might just catch a glimpse of Paul McCartney or George Harrison as they made their way into the theater after a hard day in the studio. As the sun began to set, you could take a ride on one of London's iconic red buses, the DoubleDecker Routemasters, which had been a feature of London streets since the 1920s. They rumbled along the streets, providing a constant backdrop to the city's life. And if you looked up, you would see the distinctive shape of the London transport, red, white, and blue logo emblazoned on the side. But no trip to London in 1965 would be complete without a ride on the London Underground. The tube was the quickest way to get around the city and its intricate network of lines. And stations was a marvel of Victorian engineering. As you descended into the cool darkness of the tube station, the sound of the arriving train echoing through the tunnels, you couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. Where would your journey take you next? So this is London in 1965, a city of contrasts and change, where the old and the new were constantly colliding and creating something new. A city that was both traditional and modern, where you could buy a cup of tea and a copy of the Daily Mail, or browse the latest fashions in Carnaby Street. A city full of surprises, where you never knew what you might bump into around every corner. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more historical tales. Until next time, keep exploring the past. Picture this. It's 1965 and you're in London. What does the city have in store for you? Join us as we take a trip back in time to explore what a day in London might have looked like in 1965. The year is 1965. The Beatles have just released their latest hit, Help. And if you're a true fan, you wouldn't miss the chance to see them live at the Cavern Club. But before the evening's entertainment, you decide to take in the sights and sounds of London. You start off your day with a trip on the top deck of a London bus, watching the city roll by. Ah, there's that sweet old man playing his violin. His music fills the air as you pass by, adding a touch of nostalgia to your journey. The engine's gentle hum and the soft chatter of fellow passengers create a comforting soundtrack to your ride. As you reach your destination, you hop off the bus and make your way through the bustling crowd. The air is filled with the scent of frying fish and the sound of seagulls, and you can't help but feel a sense of childlike wonder. You purchase your fish and chips wrapped in newspaper and find a cozy spot to enjoy your lunch. The taste of the crispy batter and fluffy fish is simply divine. It's moments like these that make life feel so good. After lunch, you decide to pay a visit to the iconic Buckingham Palace. The changing of the guard ceremony is about to begin, and you take your place among the crowd of tourists. The soldiers march in perfect unison, their red jackets a striking contrast against the palace's grandeur. The air is filled with the sound of drums, and the precision of the soldiers' movements leaves you in awe. As the ceremony comes to an end, you find yourself wandering through the picturesque St. James's Park. The vibrant green grass and the colorful flower beds are a feast for the eyes. You sit on a nearby bench, taking in the serene beauty of your surroundings. A group of children playing nearby bring a smile to your face, reminding you of simpler times. As the sun begins its descent, you head towards the River Thames, where you plan to take a boat tour. The iconic Tower Bridge stands majestically in front of you, and you can't help but marvel at its architectural brilliance. As you cruise down the river, you pass by famous landmarks, each telling its own story. The Houses of Parliament with its Big Ben clock tower come into view, and you're reminded of the historical significance of this great city. After the boat tour, you find yourself in the vibrant Soho district, known for its lively atmosphere and trendy restaurants. The air is filled with the aroma of spices and the sound of laughter, and you can't resist the temptation to grab a quick bite to eat. You choose a quaint Italian restaurant, where you indulge in a delicious pasta dish. The flavors dance on your tongue, and you savor every moment of your meal. As the evening progresses, you make your way to the famous Cavern Club to catch the Beatles' performance. The energy inside the club is electric, and you find yourself singing along to their greatest hits. The band's infectious enthusiasm is contagious, and you can't help but dance along to the rhythm. It's an unforgettable night filled with music, laughter, and the joy of being alive. As the night winds down, you head back home, your heart filled with the memories of a day well spent. The streets are quieter now, and you find yourself yearning for another day in this enchanting city. You know that no matter where you go, London will always hold a special place in your heart. We hope you enjoyed your trip back in time to London in 1965. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss out on our exciting journeys through time. We would love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, so go ahead and share your stories. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.